If Wayne is the master of gestures, wouldn't the got your nose trick be lethal? Welcome back to Hylics. Previously, we did platforming. Again. We did the sequel to Super Hylic Brothers. And now we're finally going to Foglast. We have a good amount of money. Foglast is a big pain in the butt. But we did get a paper cup, so more will for us. But now it's time to go to the final region of this game, Foglast. We visited it a little bit, and we got blown up by ghosts. It was fun. I decided to park right outside of it. Foglast could be a hassle, considering the enemies are going to come in at full force. They have a lot of nasty effects. You don't have a lot of very good gear or gestures that could harm a whole bunch of people, except for maybe wave artifice. And Subsnosa's not all great at that. This guy is a full heal for a reason. It's time to finally solve this place and turn down my volume. Hylic has some weird funky music, but I don't need it that loud. These ruins here, they hide secrets. Also, there's cores all over the place. We have to lower shields to make them work. Oh, and it's very difficult platforming here because of the perspective. But we're heading over here first. You need 300 bones for this guy. He has a clicker for the most powerful TV. Well, maybe the second most powerful TV in the game. Alright, let's see what channel he was watching. Oh, it must be Disney Plus. It's a link mollusk. So why did we pay 300 bones to get a link mollusk? Link mollusk applies all your negative status effects onto all your enemies. But that doesn't sound that fantastic because you want to avoid negative status effects. But trust me, it'll work out. TV for everybody! Also, we have a clicker that's completely useless. Alright, we have a shield on a dome here that we need to solve. This area right here. It's not a gap in the floor, it's an actual whole room. That leads to the afterlife. There's some things to do around here. There's some things to do everywhere in this area. And the enemies can be kind of lethal, so I'm going to try and avoid them, unless we got these dudes walking around. Oh no! They're doing terrible things to Wayne Larvae! They're turning them into explosion ghosts! No wonder they kind of look Wayne-ish. Also, the pole men. They're failed Gibby clones. So those guys gave us some very important information. You get slapped. This is for the Wayne Larvae. I learned why Salplit, this dude right here, is such a pain in the butt. He uses lightning bolts. Mollusk is actually the bigger problem. Mollusk is able to inflict everybody with vulnerable. Of course we could link Mollusk that right back at them. But maybe we should remove that. We should remove him from play. Downside to not having great gear at the moment is that we can't do a fantastic amount of damage. I've been trying to use antennas as I have them, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. You know, let's get everybody charging. Subsnosa needs to start getting some damage out on this whole group, or we might be here a while. Luckily, we can't get vulnerable as long as we're clean. I decided to wash up at the afterlife. I guess that time sigil thing didn't really work out in our favor, considering that we wasted all our time charging. Might as well just go crazy with the gestures again. We could always slap a cultist to get our stuff back. Well, that's gonna be a problem. Ah, too bad I can't link Mollusk something off of Wayne. Because everybody's defending now. But let's get, who will be next and threaten? Probably the Sowplet. Let's get him bleeding. Too bad we can't spread his bleed around. Lightning bolt this guy. Make him die. He was defending, so he took half damage. And everybody's gonna stop defending. Stop defending immediately. This group would be really painful if there was a pole magna in here somewhere. Now, luckily, somebody wasted their time doing a stem cell. Bumalog decided not to vulnerable people. And he's gonna die from bleeding next turn. Jaded Mycetic is just an upgraded version of the Mycetic we met before. And Silent Bog is still here. Oh, he's probably the one that stem celled somebody. Someone's gotta get crispy. Someone's gotta get crispy. I see no crisping. Only one of you is getting crispy. That upsets me. That makes me wave an artifice at you. It's useful. It's expensive, but it's useful. Now the Galliform is getting angry. Slow you back down. I don't even know if that actually slows them back down to normal or not, if they're fast and lagging at the same time. But it's all Galliform now. You really gotta know what you're doing here, because you could get overwhelmed really easily. You gotta know what enemies to take out first. And you gotta know when to start, you know, wave artificing people. I'm sorry. I hate to do this to you, considering you're a Galliform and all, but we're gonna roast the chicken. You have to go. Do we have enough for a lightning bolt? We have enough for a lightning bolt. Now we can do 57 damage of lightning. Doesn't seem like much, but it's gonna get a little bit crazy soon. Gonna need those antennas, need more charge up, I need more charge up. And really, I just fought them for the Wayne Larvae. Speaking of Wayne Larvae, you gotta go, and you gotta go. They'll respawn eventually, but they're a full heal each, so might as well use them, right? Need that meat, need that antennas. This is not like the first game where you could just, like, bum rush through it. So really the only thing we need to do in here is activate the afterlife pool, because there's places we can't reach. They're connected to another area. There's some kind of button up there too, because there's a cord here. So next stop, we're going to head all the way up and to the left. We're going to stay on the desert floor for this one. It's not really much of a puzzle solving, as it is you getting stopped by dunes. This is Dusty Dunes Desert with a lot more pink and no heat stroke. So, slightly better than Dusty Dunes Desert. It's Smoldunde! He was doing archaeology. There's something behind a sarcophagus. Sadly, it's not this one. Don't worry, we'll find it. Also, that had a multi-soul sponge in it. Those are going to be useful if my party's getting wiped out and I don't want to go to the afterlife prematurely. Head all the way to the right from here. Nope, Mason Lindroth had a lot of free time to do all of this. Just lots of empty space made out of clay. He made all of this by hand. And then he had to, like, film it or something to make it work. Claymation, all of this. Busy guy. Give him my respects, even though he's kind of a psychopath. I mean, look what he's making. Yay, Soul Sponge! And this room is absolutely pointless, other than the Soul Sponge. But something tells me we might be back here again. dash over to here. To this thing. We need a bridge key. More importantly, we need to offload some junk. We've been finding gloves and jumpsuits and all kinds of stuff. This guy will buy them. Soon we'll be in the money. Useless to us because we already have the link mollusk. Get rid of those. Gloves. Boots. Don't need the poncho. We'll be finding better items soon. Our new quest, find a bridge key. So what's next on the docket? Oh, Smodonde. We sold the clicker. Now we need to activate some kind of button. I saw the button. It's right above this guy. It's on a sphinx. Some kind of odazir sphinx. Right here. Gotta admit, they have some good architecture going on here. So that will lower the shield in the left ruins. Ah, there's another button up there. It's a little tricky to get to, though. But I'm gonna go for it, because it's a secret area. You get a glimpse of it and you think, hey, I could get there from outside. You wouldn't believe what the answer is. Here's the left ruins. Like I said, this is a big area. It's filled with enemies. The enemies are really capable of hurting you. I don't recommend fighting any of them, actually. Unless you really, really want meat and antennas. Oh, that didn't lower this force field. What did it lower? Oh, it lowered that dome in the middle of the desert. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Yeah, we're not at that yet. We need to go to the dome. It's over here somewhere. I remember walking past it. There it is. Drop down into here. This is the other part of that area we were just in. I don't want to get in fights, especially if it's those red dudes, because they might be a pull magna. And no. They counterattack everything you throw at them. They're poop. Hey, guess what? We're fighting a pull magna. I hate these guys the most. They're poop. Why did they have to give them a counterattack? Why did they have to give them a counterattack and make them split? And make them only weak to Soul Crisper? I accidentally dissolved that guy, but maybe that'll help. And also, I don't want to use... if they only used it on somebody else, I could use a Link Mollusk and make them all bleeding and crispy. That would have been fantastic, but they decided to pick on Wayne. Now, Pull Magna's almost out of it, which is a good thing. Come on, Garmin, you're so slow, man. Take some armor off. These cave Sinests are exactly the same cave Sinests as before. They're not powered up, so they do relatively little damage. It's everyone else you need to worry about. Luckily, Pull Magna is on his way out. But Squid could burn people, and Salplet could lightning bolt. I think that you need to get crispy. And I don't know, I guess I'll start charging up for some wave artifices. Because those wavelets could be pretty useful, especially if they focus in on somebody. They can hit enemies that have already died, though, so that's a problem. You like lightning bolts? I have lightning bolts for you! How'd you like that lightning bolt? Enjoy! All about the retribution. Squid, you need to bleed. Death by 1,000 nematodes. Oh, that sounds terrible. Wasn't nematodes in Doug? Even though they're supposed to be like tiny microscopic worms? Oh, that thing again. I remember that thing. Hey, why is Samsnosa didn't do her thingy? I guess Pangorma's faster than I thought. Go ahead and snap. Goodbye. And everyone could follow him. Go, wavelets, go! It's useful when it works. Nothing to speak of there, really. That worm kind of freaks me out. That converter worm, every time I look at it, it makes me nervous. And not into good nervous, even though I don't know if there's such a thing as good nervous. But here's the button. This opens the left ruins that I went to before. Thanks for the full heal, buddy. He's getting especially tortured because of the Wayne Larvae. I know he just told us about it. He's not responsible for it. He's just a lowly cultist of Gibby. That's terrible. Don't do that to the good boys. Excuse me? What the heck happened there? The ghost jumped out of the ground at us. You know what? That makes me feel like perishing. It's the only way to run away in this game, is to die. You just lay down and you die. Then again, you do come back stronger because you can get clean and you can discard your meat, get more flesh, and come back even more powerful. And that's usually how you're going to be doing it if you're playing it for the first time. Also, I just don't want to mess with a Warpo. The corrupted Wayne Larvae, so now's a conflict of interest. Do you kill them out of mercy, or do you let them live because they're good boys? Let's try to stay away from the open parts of the desert so we don't have to fight any more of those Warpos. Here's the left ruins here. So the shield should be down now. You can get to it. This terrain kind of messes with your jumps. Does that do it again? I'll be back here to murder them later. But this is a bridge key that we need. More importantly, we could climb this wall. There's a bone there. It's a hint bone. You can get up here. Ah, secret passage. Let's see where secret passage leads. Long secret passage, jeez. This is how you get to that button from before. Also, there's some good bonage around here. Try to aim a little high when you're going for those bones, or you won't be able to make this jump. You see, I could barely make that. And they have an enemy up here, just to make you angry. We're just gonna wait our turn in line and hit that button. Yep, see you later. Don't want any, thanks. Where'd that cord go? The cord's going this way. This is not necessary for progression, but the prize is worth it. This shield is down, and you get the cursed gloves. The cursed gloves afflict you with vulnerability and burning and gives you extra power. Why is that good? Well, we could use a link mollusk on it, and we could make everybody vulnerable and burning. Usually I would give the archaeologist the cursed gloves, but he's kind of busy, healing people, and he won't be able to link mollusk as much. Samsnosa seems to be the area of effect girl, so she's going to be the one wearing the cursed gloves. So now we got the bridge key. We got pretty much everything else around here, so now we could head to Odazir's Keep. Right into enemies. You know what? I want to show off how you could use a link mollusk on these guys, so... Prepare for pain. Don't stun For Pete's sake! He stunned the one person I didn't want stunned. She needs to link, Mollusk. Jerk? I hate you. 25% chance, 1 of 4 for him to stun her. Instead, nope, he feels like being a jerk today. King Jerk of the Jerk Dynasty. Oh, everybody will be burning invulnerable sooner or later. You only delayed it by a turn. Of course, I had to be the jerk that could do like 70 damage to you in 1 turn, too. Of course. Alright, who is receiving lightning bolts? You're receiving lightning bolts! Stop stem celling people! He's also a jerk. That's also going to give somebody... I thought that was vulnerable. Alright, speaking of vulnerable... time to link up with this mollusk. It makes you feel terrible. It also does a little bit of damage. But now everybody's burning invulnerable. They take extra damage from attacks. Don't mind you lightning bolting it. Even the lowly Dedismill could do like 40 damage now. Oh. Oh, Wayne is dissolute. That's why it didn't do as much damage. Lowers his attack power. Now see what you did? You right there? Have you seen what you've wrought? Nobody should be friends with you. Ah, Wave Artifice won't do very good here, now will it? Receive bleeding. This guy's gotta go. He could do more damage than the Galliform. Well, he'll die from bleeding anyway. That's good. Gonna have to go back and slap a cultist somewhere now. All this is just to show off a Link Mollusk and what it could do to your enemies. It's great though, if you could get a vulnerable charged lightning bolt on Pangorma, he could do like 140 damage. So it's worth it. You know, I had to do it to the Galliform, right? Also the jumpsuit, it might sound great, but there's a reason why it's a drop. It only boosts your flesh by a little bit. It's just an over-glorified boot. So don't mess with it. Oh, I've been here. We have to head over here. Try to make sure you don't fall off the path, because it's heck getting back. Oh, I was gonna slap some cultists, wasn't I? I gotta go slap a cultist. Where is there a cultist to slap? I need one. Could slap a whole bunch of bugs instead. I guess they're kind of like a cultist. That seems about right. I don't like Foglass. The less time you spend in Foglass, the better off you are. Trust me on this. My pre-play of this, I was stuck in Foglass for like an hour. Just because of the enemy battles. I couldn't avoid any of them. This is went a lot smoother. Now the bridge is, well, it was straight, until I decided to go ahead and botch my jump. Odazir's castle is like right there. I'd like to rescind my statement saying that things are more smoother now because I fell off the whole darn thing. I messed up. I don't know why I dashed in that direction. I blame the controller because I am perfect. The controller was not. And it rebelled against my perfection. Yeah, we'll buy that story. Take 2. Try this again. That's what we do. That's how we get it done. So there's things hidden inside of Odazir's fortress here. Before the paint gets dry, we must care for money. Before the knife gets rusty, we must care for money. I mean Hylium Xylem. Different Cull. These guys are talking like Hylics. They're going Hylic on us. Except it's kind of broken. The translator's kind of broken, so they just say Hylium Xylem a whole bunch. We got the loop to dome. This is really good for Dedismone. Because it really doesn't give him a power boost, but it gives him a lot of flesh and a lot of will, and we could get rid of that creepy converter worm. And he retains a lot of his speed because of the brain digits. So it's good to get the loop dome. I told you we were going to change out equipment. Welcome to Bug Room. I know there's an item around here somewhere. There's also an enemy that's patrolling too, so you don't want to run across him either. We're just going to take Odazir's stuff. There's some more in here. I just know there's more in here. My archaeology senses are tingling. Ah, a cloud germ. No, it's not germ in the clouds. On his UFO. It fully restores everybody's flesh and half their will. Cloud germs are very good if you're hurting. And a final force field. That keeps us from going to Odazir. We're not going to be fighting him today. Because things happen. And we're already at like the 27-minute mark, almost 30. Tendril Hand. Well, it's free. Eventually we gotta get rid of these pleather gauges. So he's the power guy. You might as well use it. He doesn't lose too much speed. The secret area behind the sarcophagus. And you might not believe this, but this is a hole to a new area. There's something underneath Odazir's keep. Oh, there's a coffee chip. You don't really need a coffee chip. In fact, I don't think there's any enemies in this game that'll sleep you now. But you have to follow the plants, or you'll fall off this level. Take your time a little bit. If you find a dead end, just kind of double back and find where the plants are again. I think if you trend up to the north, you'll be fine. Is this a dead end? I think I just hit a loop. Let's try this way. I think the big plants are like, yeah, you got it right. Ah, we did it! Secret stairs. To holy crap, what are you? The Sage of Accretions. You know, the sages are kind of more spread out this time. We also get bottomless juice. Do you have anything about what this turns on, the Great Monitor? A powerful gesture. Someone says it might be a legend of melting, who knows? But it's buried now. We need to use that against them. It's the ultimate gesture after all. And we have bottomless juice, where did that go? It restores 100 will, you can only use it in battle, but it's reusable. So we no longer need juice. Multi-juice is still quite effective, getting lots of will back in a hurry. But bottomless juice means you'll never have to buy a juice again. Just turn them all into multi-juices. So some really good stuff. Loop domes, cursed gloves. We ended up where the multi-soul sponge was. And I'm not relishing jumping right back there, but next time on Hylics 2, we finally kill Odazir. We'll stop the reconstitution of Gibby. The return of Ganon will not be today. Wayne is gonna pull a Zelda on him. Lock him in a tower for 100 years. Well, oh darn, I have a ghost. Good night, folks.